Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Stina and I am a 32-year-old knitter from Norway. I live in Oslo, and on this channel I share everything that I knit, all of the yarn I get and all of that knitting goodness. This will be the second to last episode of the year. It will be my last regular podcast episode of the year. The next one is more of a summary. Maybe I'll make 2 more 2024 videos actually, but there will probably be 1 or 2 more episodes or like videos this actual year. Well, maybe it's like tomorrow is New Year's Eve, so maybe all of these will be in 2025 actually. Just stick around, there are more 2024 content coming, but I'm completely out of I no longer know what day it is, or it's just like the 5th. Is it the 5th? No, it's the 6th day of Christmas. So I'm only counting Christmas days at this point. I'm not counting. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what date it is. And I just love this in between Christmas and New Year's, where you're kind of lost and no one knows, no one cares. So yeah, there are more 2024 content coming your way. I'm just a little bit behind on the filming and editing and all of that jazz. I am using my backup microphone today, so if the sound is a bit different, that is why. My regular microphone was out of juice when I was filming today, so I had to do a backup. And a New Year's resolution for me for 2025 is definitely to be okay about putting out content that isn't like overly polished, that isn't overly aesthetic. To just know that posting content is better than not posting content. And this is something I push at work all the time, but it's really hard for me to stick with on my own channels and my own profiles and platforms. While it's a mantra I put out there at work, I do work with content creation like in my professional life. So yeah, but it's a lot easier at work than it is for myself. So yeah, that is going to be one of my resolutions for 2025, to just post on Instagram, post on YouTube, and don't be overly worried about the quality, because I see that when I post like raw and real, I get so much more engagement than when I do something that's polished and perfected. So it's really a learning experience. Like I just recently put out a carousel post on Instagram that got more than 300 likes, which is a lot from my platform. And that just made me really realize that it doesn't have to be perfectly lit. It can be taken dimly at night and it can be blurry and still tell a story. And I am a copywriter, and that's like my profession. So sharing like stories and working on the captions is what I really, really like. The visuals aren't like my strongest side. I am much more of a storyteller and copywriter. So enjoying writing on Instagram and stuff will be higher up on my list, I think. I'm not going to like ramble too much about the new year, because I'll probably put that in another video, but we are in a process of selling our apartment. We haven't bought a new place to live yet. We don't know where we are going. So it's an exciting time ahead of us, at the same time as we're quite nervous and scared and don't really know where we'll be in a few months. But it's also weirdly liberating. Yeah, it's just really nice to sometimes just take a leap of faith and just trusting that it will be good in the end. So with all of those things out of the way, let's just get into the actual podcast before I get like too deep in my own head, because that's not good. So I'll start by showing what I'm wearing, which is also one of my finished objects. This is the Nola Sweater by Secondknit, and I've been working on this for quite a while in the background, and it's finally finished, and I just love the result. I haven't washed and blocked this yet, so I'm expecting it to like relax a little bit and just be perfect, because now it's not tight, but it's like not too oversized either. So just having a little bit of like relaxation in the yarn, I think will make this just perfect. I knit this in Tynn Kid Silk Erle in the shade Powder Blue, and Silky Wool from House of Yarn. It's a Camilla Peel yarn, and the silk content in this piece is quite high, because the Silky Wool has 20% silk, and the silk mohair is 35% silk, so it's like more than 50%. Can I say it that way? I don't know. Anyway, it's a lot of silk, which gives it a really nice drape and a really nice shine. It's almost like silvery because of the mix of the grey and the powder blue, which I really enjoy. And I'm happy that I dared to do like a silk mohair that isn't a perfect match, but it's complementing the grey so nicely. And when doing like a basic piece, I'm really wanting to try more, like I want basic pieces to be like exciting yarns or exciting colors or something that makes them extra special to do, because just doing a lot of stockinette can be kind of tedious. So yeah, I'm just really excited about this. I knit this size. What size did I knit? Did I even write it down? That is another one of my resolutions, actually writing down the sizes and the yarns and the colors. I knit a size medium, but I did size down on the sleeves, so I knit the sleeve length of the size small or even extra small, I'm not sure. But I was quite meticulous about measuring my sleeves so they wouldn't be too long, because I have knit a few sleeves this year that has been way too long that I have to remake. But I shortened the ribbing on the cuffs just a little bit, and I think they hit me at like that perfect point. They are not like up here and not down here, but that in between sweet spot, which is like that bump on my wrist. I think if they like cover the bump, that's like perfect. So it covers the bump, and I'm really happy about it. It has like a semi-high collar without it being a roll neck, which I don't like. And I don't know what you call it. Do you call it like a compound raglan? I don't know, but you have like a saddle shoulder and then the increases, which gives it a kind of drop shoulder fit without it actually being a drop shoulder, which was what I really enjoyed in the first place, and why I wanted to knit it, because of how beautiful the sleeves are. It's like the perfect in-between between a drop shoulder and a raglan. So you can knit all continuously without like picking up stitches and stuff, which is really nice. I love the yarn weight. I haven't written down the needles. I believe it was like 4 or 4.5, something like that, which is one of my favorite needles to work a sweater on. And yeah, it's just going to be a really nice staple sweater for me. I can feel it prickling a bit in my neck, so I'm hoping washing and a bit of wear will change that, because in my experience, just wearing pieces really helps with getting rid of the prickliness, and also washing really helps. So yeah, I am really happy about it. I did Italian bind off for all of the edges, so it's just really nice and clean and beautiful. And I've already worn it a lot, both with jeans and with my Christmas pajamas, and I'm seeing myself wearing this a lot at home. And if we are buying like a home that's like older than the one we live in, which we most likely will, because this is a new build from 2021, so we're probably going to end up in something older that might not have as tight windows as we do. There might be drafts. And I'm seeing myself wearing a lot more sweaters inside in the second half of 2025 than I do now, because this place is so warm. So if you're on the lookout for an apartment in Oslo with 2 bedrooms that is really, really warm, just stay on the lookout for real estate listings in the coming weeks, because this place will be perfect for you if you want somewhere warm to live. So I only have one more finished object, and that is the Poet Scarf by Sari Nordlund, which just has this beautiful, beautiful lace pattern. I haven't washed and blocked it yet, which is like the story of my life in December, but it's so gorgeous. And I knit it in a hand-dyed yarn from Lille Rilles Halloween collection from 1 or 2 years ago, I believe. It is a bit short, so I can't really tie it in the front without like strangling myself. So I'm hoping to block out and give it some more length while blocking. I'll try to really pull at it to see what happens. Or else I might just wear it and tie it in the back, like so. I'm not really good at wearing these little scarves. I know that a lot of Scandi girls look really good, but I don't feel like I look like a typical Scandi girl. I don't have like that elegance, I don't know, but I always just feel a bit derpy wearing stuff like this. But if I could pull it off and someone might teach me how to do it, I think this would be kind of good. And this is a perfect way of like using my hand-dyed, is making these little scarves. And Sari Nordlund has loads of beautiful lace pattern scarves, and I found this so much more fun knitting than all of those garter stitch scarves. And I've been seeing different kind of small scarves, so with different kinds of patterns to them, or like texture. So I might do some more next year, depending on how much knitting time I get with all of these moving and stuff. But yeah, I'm really happy about how it turned out, and I didn't spend a lot of time on it either, just because it's so much fun. You just constantly want to see how the texture evolves, and it's just really entertaining to knit. And as I was knitting this, I was just like, how does anyone visualize something like this? And how do they write a pattern for it? That is just magical to me. I couldn't, for the life of me, have figured out even the numbering for doing a basic raglan stockinette sweater. I am not good at math in this way. So I'm just so impressed that someone can just picture something like this and know how to make it. That is insane to me. So yeah, those are my 2 finished objects, and I'm really proud of both of them, really happy with both of them. Now let's take a look at my works in progress. So for the first one, I am doing the jacket number 2 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, and I've finished the body portion of it. So I've done the ribbing on the body and bound off in Italian, like the Italian bind off. And this is an all over cable V-neck cardigan, and I am just in love with this color. It is a Hillesvåg Sol, and the color number is over here if anyone wants to screenshot that. I believe it's called like dark blue. It's called dark blue gray, mørk gråblå in Norwegian, and it's turning out so beautiful. This is kind of an experiment, which is risky when it's so much work, but I sized down on the needles because I found that my cables were just a lot crisper and neater while sizing down, and that I didn't get as much gaping in the fabric. But that also means that it's turning out a little bit smaller than it's supposed to, I think. I also think I met gauge, so I'm intrigued to see what happens after washing, and I'm considering blocking it before picking up for the sleeves just to see how it will turn out. I'm not frogging this in any way, so if it turns out a little bit smaller, it will just turn out a little bit smaller. That's okay, because the jacket number 2 is quite oversized, and I don't necessarily need a piece like this to be that oversized. But it's not a difficult pattern at all. It's really, really nice, and it's written so beautifully. All the increases are so beautiful. And the nice thing about this is that you twist all of your cables on the same round. So it's quite easy to know and follow, and you can knit it without like looking at the pattern constantly, because you're just I'm always placing like a marker in my last twist and just counting my rows from the marker. So when I get to the twist row, it's really easy for me to see and know. And then I do all of the twists, and I do the same number of rounds all over again. Yeah, so I just think this is going to turn out gorgeous, and I'll be able to wear it for different occasions. I can wear it at work, I can wear it like with skirts and like more dressed up occasions. So this will have sleeves, obviously, that are also worked in the same pattern, and then I believe it's a double knit button band. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this is turning out, and I love the color. I'm really in love with this dark blue. My next work in progress is also a cardigan, and that is the step-by-step cardigan by Florence Miller that I am doing in this burgundy color. And this is the cardigan I used for my steeking video, like how to steek a cardigan, which is live, by the way, and I'm really happy about the number of views it's already gotten. I didn't make it because I thought it would get a lot of views as I published it, but I'm hoping it will be there as a guide for anyone who wants to learn how to sew and cut in a cardigan, so you're able to knit your cardigans in a round instead of doing them back and forth, which is so much easier, so much less time consuming, less tedious. It's not better for your hands to not do all of those purls. But I didn't finish the cardigan in that tutorial, because then the tutorial would never be finished. But now I have done all of the body, obviously, and I have done the steeking portion, finished the ribbing and all of that. I finished the first sleeve, and I'm now doing the second sleeve. So this is also getting a double knit button band, and I'm contemplating doing like some bling buttons and doing like something extra with it, because it is a kind of bulky weight, and I know myself well enough to just know that this wouldn't be like something I would reach for too often just because of the weight. But if I did some extra special buttons, maybe if I even copied Oline's plan for making stars on her Christmas sweater and embroidered like silver or gold stars all over this, it would be like a really magical winter piece, even like a festive piece that I think I'll be more likely to wear often by making it more special and blinging it up. That would be really cool. So I think I'll do something like that. I've never embroidered my knitwear before, but doing like straight, just simple stars might be a good way to start. So I'll have to try and figure out what I want to do with it, but I'm definitely doing something more than just knitting it. I think it will be a really fun project to experiment with. So I'll be finishing the second sleeve at some point, and then the button band, and then I'll find out how to just do a little bit extra with it. Now my last work in progress, or at least my last active work in progress, is the Olga sweater by Petiteknit. I am knitting this in Drops Lima, and it's the first time I'm knitting in Drops yarn for myself. I am trying to be a little less snobbish about my yarn choices and just realizing that I can't keep on buying all of those expensive yarns because we are buying somewhere new to live and need to cut our spending a little bit. But I am really happy about how this is turning out. I am using like I think it's called Blue Indigo or something, and the Pearl Grey. And I think these two colors are just so beautiful together. I am knitting the size small, which is what I measured myself to be like the right size that would give me the right amount of positive ease. I do think this looks a little bit small, and I'm kind of nervous about the armholes not being big enough, but I'm just trusting the process, and I know that this will relax a little bit. For every 10 stitches, it will grow half a stitch. But I've only measured like the width, not the length. So, but you are knitting it to like in a certain amount of centimeters. So I might be fine in the end, or it might be just a little bit tight. We'll see. I'm not frogging this. I'm not redoing it. I'm just knitting along and hoping it will be good in the end. But yeah, I think this will be a really nice everyday piece to throw on. I really like the stripes. I think they are gorgeous. And I love the shoulder details and how the stripes are worked in the back. So I'll be giving it like a blue color and blue finishings. And just think this will be a really nice piece to wear at home. And also because it's cheaper yarn, I don't have to be as worried about it getting dirty. Like if this is ruined in the wash, it will be really sad because it's a lot of work and I really like it, but it wouldn't be the end of the world like in regarding of money. I didn't spend like 1,500 Norwegian kroner on it, like 150 pounds. Which is nice. And also because there's some alpaca content to this yarn, it gives it like that fluff that we associate with mohair. So this yarn would be a really nice replacement for like a merino and a mohair, because you still get that halo. My only worry is that the alpaca will make it insanely warm. So this is kind of a test for me. I enjoy a lot of the colors that Lima comes in. So if I enjoy wearing it, this might not be the last time I am using Lima. It contains like both wool and alpaca, so there's no synthetic fibers in it, which I really enjoy. It seems quite non-scratchy, at least to me. So yeah, I am going the non-snobbish route. Hopefully I'll be able to live with less snobbish yarn. So those are my active works in progress. I am enjoying having a few different works in progress at the moment, just because I've noticed my hands get quite tired when working on the same piece for too long. I enjoy having some variation, like having some just pure stockinette for when I'm really tired, or maybe just watching television in the evenings or something like that. Something that's worked back and forth that I can just take my time with, and some structure to just keep my mind engaged. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Now for my acquisitions, I do have some. I also have some more in the mail that haven't arrived yet, because I have got gift cards for my birthday and Christmas that I've been using. But I do have something to show you. And the first one is a yarn I got for Christmas. It's the first time I've asked for specific yarn for Christmas and not just gift cards. So it's kind of risky, but I was quite particular when I wrote it up. And it is Isager Jensen in this gorgeous, gorgeous light gray. It is the colorway 0S. And for anyone else who is diagnosed with like the summer palette out there, this is a really nice replacement for white, like pure white. And as you can see, it's a lot lighter than this light gray. So I think this is going to be a gorgeous color. I have ordered some Isager silk mohair to go with it that I hope will be a nice color match. And my plan is to do the Esther sweater with it. because I realized I love textured knits and just have to take my time actually making them. And I made my Ingrid sweater in Jensen and silk mohair, and would just love to have more in that combination. I love the rusticness of the Jensen yarn, and I love also the marling in Jensen. I'm a really big fan of Sanje's Per Gynt, but I've just knit a lot in Per Gynt recently, so I don't want to do all of my rustic sweaters in Per Gynt, although I have ordered some Per Gynt as well that I will show you when it arrives. But yeah, I love this color of Jensen, and definitely looking forward to winding it up and casting on, but I have to finish some of my other projects first. Then it is the December color for my yarn subscription from Lille Rille. It is this gorgeous deep purple, really nice advent color. It is called Silkebånd, so like silk ribbon, and I'm thinking this will be perfect to make some December bows for next year's advent. I'm telling myself to knit December bows every year, and I never get around to it, but maybe 2025 will be the year. I'm not seeing myself wearing this color because it's too deep of a purple. I enjoy more subtle colors to wear. So making some accessories with it would be just perfect. And I have more hand-dyed yarn that would be really nice for making December bows with. Maybe I could do like one really big one or two, maybe even three little ones to like pair up somewhere in our new home. I don't know yet, but it's really gorgeous. And then there are two skeins of thin silk mohair. Both is tweed. One is the light grey tweed and one is the greyish tweed. I got both of these from my husband as like little accompanying gifts for both my what is it called? Birthday present and Christmas present. So we had both these, and then there was some other bits and pieces with them, and I really enjoy both of these. He very sweetly made sure I would be able to exchange them if I didn't like them. But I love both of these and can see myself making maybe hats with them. Maybe like a weekend hat, because that doesn't take too long and doesn't take too much yarn. So this, I knit with this light grey tweed before. That's what I did my caramel sweater with. Let's see if it will focus again. Yes. And this greyish one I'm quite intrigued by because it is grey and beige, but I'm thinking it's leaning kind of cold, or at least in my mind it's kind of cold. So like, can I wear this on my head without it being too warm? Let's see. Let's make it an experiment. I could use the leftovers for some accessories of some kind. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to casting something on with this in the not too far away future, hopefully. That's everything I had to show you for today. For this last regular podcast episode of 2024. I am wrapping up my season 2 of the podcast, and I'm looking forward to starting fresh in January with season 3. I've just found it really helpful for me and maybe for you to like break the podcast up into seasons, one for or like 2 for each year, just because if there are any new viewers, I find it easier to just like jump into a new season and the first episode of that instead of having to watch like 60 episodes to feel like you've catched up. Then you're just able to watch the newest season, and you can jump back to see older episodes if you want to, but you don't have to. So yeah, I just found that really helpful. I hope you are having a really nice December, that Christmas has treated you well, that you haven't had too many arguments with your family, that you've had a lot of great food, and that you got to knit a lot. Please share with me if you knit anything new or anything particular during Christmas. If you got any yarn for Christmas, I would love to hear it. I love knowing what people got for Christmas. I'm like a child that way. I love gifts. I also love giving gifts, but I also love receiving gifts. So yeah, I am wishing you all the best for the new year, and I hope you have a lovely New Year's Eve, and I'll see you next year in 2025. Bye!